Hello, Test Pilot Monkey here with the third installment of the Robot Wants quadrilogy. This time, Robot Wants Fishy. And we can see very cleverly they've got Fishy in a tank on a tank. So yes, new game. We've got the story again. It is the year 2000 and XEX in a couple of days. Robot got a kitty. Then, seeking a friend for Kitty, he tracked down and narrowly escaped with a puppy. Much to his dismay, Kitty and Puppy do not get along. In a last-ditch effort to find a creature that Kitty can get along with, Robot follows a rumour of one last friendly life form. He rockets to Regulus 9, the most dangerous mining facility streaming with robot upgrades in the galaxy. Leaving Kitty and Puppy in cryostasis, he descends into the darkness alone. Robot Wants Fishy. So yes, the third installment of the series, and they've obviously upgraded certain parts of it while keeping other parts of it the same. So yeah, it is. As the previous installments, we're starting off near the Fishy, and well, we can wheel about and jump, but we can't do very much else. So what we're going to be doing here, first off, is dodging these crabs, and we got these other things called Chronox Shards, and they are, well, to reduce the overall time, which we still got the same time mechanic as the previous games. And what we have here, though, instead of the lasers and the kitty, we have now Robo-Bombs, which fly a bit like the kitty, but just explode on contact and don't leave the enemies running backwards and forwards crazily. So we can't jump across here, so this is our first puzzle of the game, how to get around. Pretty simple, we find a high spot and jump off. And it tells us how many aliens we've blasted here, which, if we were keeping notes, we could pay attention to for whatever reason we want to do that. And yeah, so we're picking up some of the Chronox Shards, but not all of them, because I'm not trying for the lowest time possible. But yes, we can see down there was a rather large crab, which obviously at some point we'll have to be facing. So let's go away from it at the moment. Oh, we have a broken teleporter, which would be handy if it wasn't broken. I kind of agree with you here, because here now we have to actually fight the crab, which is called Dungeon S Crab. Nice that you got a full name. I'm not quite sure what the S stands for. Maybe Samuel? Dungeon Samuel Crab. Doesn't quite have a flow to it, does it? Dungeon Dead Crab. That doesn't begin with S, but it's fairly accurate now. Anyhow, coming through here after we've blasted our crab, what do we find but another crab, but a tiny one this time, so he's not too much of a problem. And we find, some kind of crystal. Yes, it's a teleport crystal. This would surely repair a disabled teleporter. Well, that's quite handy that it was just around about in the vicinity. We really couldn't do very much else without it. So yes, now we just can teleport clockwise to various destinations. So let's go to the first destination, the Bat Cave. No Batmen or Robins around here, so we'll have to just deal with the green bats that litter the Bat Cave. Quite a literal bat cave, in fact, not a superhero bat cave at all. So, well, let's ascend inside the bat cave. We can see already there's a power up over there, so let's try and see if we can make our way up in that direction. And whoa, there's a huge bat, and it is called the Battle Bat. It will be tricky coming up with a pun on the bat name, because you call it the Battle, but that's kind of not obvious, and calling it a Battle Bat is kind of a pun, but it's not really a pun because it doesn't wittily. I don't know, but it doesn't seem as much of a pun as battle would be. But battle is kind of clumsy. So yes, battle bat is probably the proper name for it. Anyway, it's S. We have an energy shield now, so it gives us basically an extra hit, which is quite a useful thing to have, since previously we were just going straight back to the transmatter computrons here as soon as we died. But yes, if we are accurate with our movement, we can actually sit between the plunges of doom there. But I wasn't, so I didn't, and I lost my shield. But fortunately, we came across another transmatter computron, which gave us another shield, which we abruptly lost. But we will find more transmatter computrons, and if we don't, we can always go back to the ones we saw before. So yeah, quite accurate timing we're going to be needing to get through the plunges there, unless of course we just keep our shield up until that point and then just tank the hit through. And there are quite a few of these hover up and down robots in this shaft here. But let's see if we can... Oh yes, good. So now, can we charge through here without losing our shield? No, but unfortunately we had the shield. But we have a Dolemite Infusion, which makes our bombs more powerful. So that's quite handy really, isn't it? And not being careful means we probably won't get through the second part, but we did. So, well, there's probably some kind of a lesson in there, but I'm not really learning it here. And, well, if we had the kitty here, we could actually just drop him down the hole here. Robot's getting frustrated. He's throwing his arms up in frustration. Ah, come back here, robot. Or the robot, I want to kill you. Which you can understand really why the robot's not coming back up. And yeah, we can't get up into this PAL 1000 area because we don't have a high enough jump to do so. But yes, this robot's attack pattern is not a very good one really, is it? I mean, it's just go up and down and shoot at it. And I hope the robot isn't really very sentient, because it'd get pretty frustrated. It's saying, I want to go back down! The enemy's down there! I can't get a good shot on him from up here! But I'm going up, help! And yes, we've kind of got ourselves stuck in a pretty sticky situation here. And, well, I suppose I could have got out of there without getting damaged, but it's a little tricky. Anyway, flooded depths. So we come across in the flooded depths, surprisingly, water, which our robot cannot go into because he's a robot and therefore he's made of electrics and metal, and so it's a bad idea really throwing himself into water. And our robot's finding this jump a little tricky, which it is. So, but finally he has to go and look into the crystal caverns, where he gets attacked by the local snail wildlife, who shoot the same attacks as the green things from the previous game. I'm not quite sure what those attacks are. It's because they were coming out the spout things, those green things in the previous game. That's rather disturbing. Yes, and our robot will try to hint there that he needs to get through there to get to the key, but he can't do that. And it looks like there was a computer there that he might have been able to use, but then there's a computer here that he might be able to use, but he can't use it at the moment. The computer actually does have a sad face on it, but it's quite difficult to make out because the colours are similar enough that they look similar. Something or other. But yes, our robot can't get up here, so obviously he can't go any further that way. So yeah, the robots, I mean the computers do have a face on them, but they're tiny and they're similar-ish, or very good blending colours that you can't really tell very easily. So we shall go a different way through the cave and see what else we may be able to find. We have blasted 25 aliens, it says. Isn't that jolly? Probably not for the aliens, but for those people who enjoy blasting aliens, this is quite the hoot. We have a duck! Wow, what do you wanted a duck power-up? Well, we were trying to find a fish, but we found a duck. No, it's actually rust-proofing, so now that we can go in the water. So it kind of implies that the reason that the robot couldn't go in the water previously is because he was actually rusting and his electrics were short-circuiting or anything like that. Which is kind of silly in a way, because rusting happens over a larger period of time than electrocution or short-circuiting. But this, if you want to apply logic, you know, common sense. Logic and common sense are not the same things. This has been discussed because I'm a fairly logical person, but not a very commonsensical person. So this has been discussed by people who are more commonsensical than me, and decided to point this out to me that, well, you seem so smart, why can't you figure out this common sense thing? And it's, yeah. Anyhow, I've completely forgotten why I went off on that tangent, so let's just ignore that and pretend it didn't happen. This is not the conversation you are looking for. Yeah, so what we're doing is now going back up to the teleporter, and, well, we've got another place to explore, plus we can also go back into the flooded cavern, or whatever it was called now. Or we could die multiple times and not actually do any of that. But no, we've come into the last area in our clockwise rotation of the transporter, and this is the supply closet, which has a lot of robots and a lot of boxes. See, they are the Lego brick boxes that we were able to destroy previously with missiles in a previous game when we were trying to get the kitty. And so one might think that it might be possible in this game to blow them up as well, but it seems like our bombs aren't doing the trick at the moment, so it's a possibility we might have to find some other way about it. And right, so lots of frustrated up and down robots in this room, plus, ooh, did you see that up there? It's our old favourite power-up, the Judger. The Judger is a very useful power-up. The Judger helps us access places we could never go before, and this, yes, this is looking very dangerous, and it seems the only way to get through it is to take a hit, which fortunately we have this transmotor combitron on the other side, and so we can always use that. But now we're fighting a boss. It is a very, very tricky boss, as you can see. It is a boss called Das Boxen, which part of it at least is German. I don't know if it's actually accurate or correct German, but it obviously means the boxes. And that is exactly what we have here. We are fighting a couple of boxes which seem rather happy. So of course, because they're happy boxes, we have to bomb them. And it's a fairly simple boss, until we kill one of them, and then we have just one box running around faster Of course, I said that like it was going to be a more tricky boss from now on, but it's not all that difficult, especially when you realise you can actually jump through that grey platform and you don't have to keep jumping around. Yeah, it's just more just that it has a lot of energy and your bombs don't do too much damage to it, so it just takes time. And obviously, the longer time it takes, the more chance you have of making a mistake and getting hit. But as you can see here, I haven't got hit, and in this game, where you can get hit quite a lot by things, this is actually a fairly easy enemy, even though it's taken quite a few hits. So now we have this binary thing, which is called Hacksaw, which makes sad computers happy. And we have seen a few sad computers around here, so it's good that we can make them happy. I mean, we're very selective about what artificial life we are making happy and which we are destroying. Well, yeah, I suppose if the computers have happy and sad, they would be artificial life because they would have emotions. However, these other robots, as I said, they must be very frustrated robots if they are actual artificial life. So we can see off to the right we have an area which we may actually be able to investigate at some point. Or we may just jump all the way up the things here and make this sad computer happy. Ah, look, he's a happy computer now, and because he's a happy computer, he's opened the door for us. But now we have some turrets firing at us, and some robots going up and down. And, well, obviously the best way to go across here is to blow up the turrets and then use the blown up turrets as a platform. Unfortunately, I don't have enough jump height to land on those platforms at the moment, or should I say our robot doesn't have enough jump height to land on the platforms, even though he's going to try again. No, you can't make it, robot. And there's no other way around or across, so this is kind of a dead end at the moment. So coming back out of here, and well, I'd say it's a dead end at the moment. If we could actually get the judger that's around here, then it wouldn't be, would it? But it seems like our robot's forgotten about that, and we're going somewhere else. Because our robots remembered that he's now rust-proof, and they can go exploring the green depths. And our robot flails his arms around to swim, and it seems to do a reasonably good job. But one thing to take note of here, our bombs don't work underwater, so we are just flailing around and hoping nothing hits us, really. But what is this? It's 4 squares. They're actually Tritium Warheads, and our bombs now explode over an area and have some kind of splash damage to them. Of course, this doesn't help us out right at the moment because we are, as I said, underwater, and our bombs are very ineffective underwater. And ooh, we have a big fish over there, and he's called the Obtuse Angler. That is, of course, a pun. If you hadn't already noticed that, of course. But, of course, he is an anglerfish, and we will see him a little bit closer later on, but at the moment we can't really do anything against him, so we're going to have to get out of here and make this jump again. So back into the crystal caverns, I don't know why. And our robot doesn't seem to know why either, so we're making our retreat from the crystal caverns. Back to the supply closet. Now, what was in the supply closet? Well, oh, yes, our bombs now can blast the red Lego brick bombs. And this may actually help us somewhere or another. But at the moment we are trying to dodge these laser orbs. Or not. Oh, there's something here. Watch this. Whee! A nice big chain reaction of explosion going on. Which gets us something that we can't actually get. So we're going to have to pick up that some other time. And this just explodes for no reason at all. So yeah, we don't want to try to go out that way because of the plunger thing. So back up again. I promise at one point we will actually get the double jump that's up there. There we go, and first off we got the red brick over here, which we can use to get some Chronox Shards. Chronox Shards. And of course now we have a double jump, and ooh, look at that big explosion. It gets us some kind of targeting reticule? No, it's nothing, absolutely nothing. Sometimes an explosion is its own reward, and wasn't that a nice explosion? It was a nice explosion, but first time I played through this, it actually took me a while to realise how to do that, and I was kind of stuck about where to go next. And I thought, hey, I've got something. But no.
Okay, I had some kind of problem with the audio recording, and I'm actually trying to record this in a different way now, so let's see how this goes. But yes, now I'm kind of fumbling about, and I'm going to go to the Batcave. The Batcave, back in the Batcave, and we're trying to fight the Battle Bat now. So I think with the Battle Bat, what happens if you try to attack it with the bombs that you're first given is nothing. Nothing happens with the bombs that you're first given, because you can't use the bombs that you're first given to hurt the Battle Bat, I think. Don't take that as absolute, 100% truth and whatever. Just, that's what I think it is anyway. But, oh yeah, so we've also got this Autoharpoon, which is a nice thing to have, since it's quite useful to be able to kill things underwater now. And more Chronox Shards, if I can ever say that properly. And yeah, the double jump is useful to try and kill off the Battle Bat, because the Battle Bat is very awkward, because obviously he has free range because he's flying all over the place, and we are a robot and we are limited by gravity and we fall all over the place. Though we do have our double jump, and sometimes that helps us. So, yes, Battle Bat's a bit dangerous because he's throwing all these bullets and other things around. And of course, once we kill or deplete the energy of one form, another form appears, or not so much appears, the one form drops away and leaves us with another form which somehow has 100% energy. Or maybe the 100% energy wasn't quite 100%, and I don't know how I'm missing this bat here. I'm throwing enough bombs at it, I'm not quite sure how it's working or how it's not working. So, yeah, yes, lots of bats to try and get in our way of the big battle bat. And the big battle bat is hiding away from us. Rightly so, I would think, because obviously we're trying to kill it. And the battle bat is not really actively trying to destroy us, it's just kind of doing a kind of defense mechanism thing, which, you know, sometimes defense mechanisms don't work particularly well straight off. Anyway, I think I might have made half sense there. So yes, the last form of the battle bat is one where he can't shoot us at all. So I don't really know if he can be called a battle bat, because he's not really battling, is he? He's just a bat. Possibly a big bat, but still just a bat. And not really much of a battle bat. Anyhow, he's not much of anything now because he's dead. And obviously killing him, for some reason, unlocks these doors here. Or doors, blocks, boxes in the way. And, well, we have this wonderful new ability to throw more bombs at once. Which I suppose is quite a nice thing to be able to do. And we're trying now, or at least our robot is trying, or I'm trying, or I did try because this is, you know, recording after the fact. But, yes, trying to confuse everybody, but also trying to break through the Lego block and blow up everything at the same time. Which we have done. Which, if you were paying attention, you would have seen it done. So now where to go to? Well, we do have the harpoons, so I suppose we can go back and deal with some jellyfish. Yep, and the harpoons actually kind of follow the upgrade path of the bombs we collect. So when we get an upgrade for the bombs, we get an upgrade for the harpoons. So for some reason now, obviously, we have exploding harpoons, which kind of not make sense. But anyway, now we have the equipment, or the facilities, or the ability, or whatever, to fight the obtuse angler. And you can see he's quite a mean looking fish. And the method of attack that we have upon it is to shoot its lure. Yes, because it uses, well, fishes use the lure on their head to say, "Hey, other little fishies, come over here. I want to eat you." Well, no, it doesn't actually say that, does it? Because if it says, "Hey, come over here, I want to eat you," then they wouldn't really come over, and, you know, that would be a very silly thing. But, no, the lure is saying, "Hey, look, fish, look at this. This is interesting, isn't it?" And by the time they've gone up to it and said, "Ooh, yeah, that looks interesting," the big fish is saying, "Aha, you are now right in front of my mouth. I happen to have it open, and you happen to be in the right place for me to munch you." So, which the big anglerfish decides to eat the smaller fish. And yeah, so what we're doing is we're shooting the lure and getting hit by the bullets it's shooting out of the lure. This is obviously not the usual way an anglerfish attacks, but then this is an obtuse angler. So, well, was an obtuse angler, is no more, and now we get this ability where we can actually refract bullets, which you think, well, that could be handy possibly, but it is actually quite essential. We will be seeing later on. But at the moment, I'm just kind of going around, getting shot, and also having a look at the jellyfish. And well, no, I'm not having. Why? I'm getting past the jellyfish to get to these other things which are hidden behind the jellyfish. And of course the jellyfish don't want me getting behind them, so they're trying to shoot at me. And so I'm putting on a silly voice because I feel like an idiot. And yeah, well, anyway, we've got another Dolemite Infusion, which, as it says there, upgrades our bomb damage. So, yes, I'm not going to collect all these Chronox Shards around the place, but if I happen to be so wandering past them and feel, you know, just like I want to grab them, then I'll do it. But the main thing I'm going to try and do is grab all the upgrades as I can. So I'm just flailing our robot around this underwater location in order to see if there's any more, you know, orange upgrades to be getting. And I don't think there's anything else in here, but there is a very, very, very nasty, difficult swimming section, which I prove how difficult it is by doing it really easily. But yes, there's this difficult swimming section which would probably be difficult on any other day or any other minute or hour, but for some reason here I managed to do it quite easily. But all that gets you is another Chronox Shard, and so it seems a little, you know, why? If you're going to have that much risk, why put something that's not really that interesting? And it only takes 5 seconds off your overall time, so actually going to get the Chronox Shard takes far more time than it would actually take off. So there's no point whatsoever in grabbing it. It's very, very silly. But I suppose for the people who want to 100% it, you know, that's just generally the kind of thing which happens in games which have 100% completion achievement or something or other. They generally have just silly things. Like currently I've been playing Grand Theft Auto 4, and that has you have to shoot pigeons. And yeah, they're hidden around all over the place and you have to shoot them, and it's just... I mean, fair enough if people want to do it, but it's just an example of the dumb kind of thing that people who make games... Oh yes, and that's our prism thing, by the way. But yes, this is the example of the dumb thing that people do who make games to make you play their game even more and look around all over the place and to admire their handiwork. Which is, you know, is fair enough. They want you to look at all the fancy things they did, and they want you to see everything, and so they put the 100% achievement to make sure that you look everywhere and say, oh, doesn't that look nice, even though if there wasn't that achievement you were going, oh, you know, I'm focusing on the game, not really paying attention to any of the environment or whatever. And as I'm well, I'm not doing here, but I'm not paying attention to the game. At the moment, it's not really worth paying much attention to because we're treading old ground, and oh, but here we've actually opened up a special place. And here, I can't get this upgrade. I don't know how to get here because you've got the shield, which helps you get through one place, and then what? I haven't figured out what you're supposed to do there. And Drill Baby, as you can see, Drill Baby here, we are attacking the side, Drill Baby, and nothing's happening, baby. So we've got to find another way to dispose of Drill Baby. which has to be done in the old-time radio announcer kind of voice, because it's drill, baby, you know, ha, or something like that. You know, get all very smashy and nicey on the whole thing, but where haven't we gone? We've gone to the flooded depths, we've been all over that place. We can't get a thing that's in there. The processing station, yeah, I think there was a boss that we couldn't get to previously in the processing station because we needed to jump higher. Ooh, how? Oh, are you going to jump higher, I wonder? Well, it's pretty much been it's been in every game of the Robot Wants series. The double jump, of course. I mean, you could have figured it out from the start, but hey, I'm not going to tell you every single little thing because, you know, I credit people with a tiny little bit of intelligence. So yeah, what we have here is, well, we have a few things, but the things I'm trying to draw attention to here is we have this thing which I can't jump up and get to. So, maybe I've got to leave it alone, but hang on, I thought when I was playing this, no, I don't have to leave it alone, I could probably angle my bombs to land on that Lego brick, and then, yes, there is a way in through the side which I can access the upgrade. And I thought, going through the plunger place is a bit dangerous, so I'll go around this sort of way, which is not dangerous at all, especially since I have completely eliminated all enemies from that area, and I could have used that charge save point to redo my shield, but I didn't think of that. So now we've got, yeah, turrets all over the place, lots of turrets, lots and lots of turrets. You can say lots and lots of lovely turrets, but you'd be lying, because turrets aren't lovely because they tried to kill you. And yes, using the bombs and arcing them and trying to, you know, get into a position so that you're not going to be bulleted is always a good idea. Shot is probably the word I'm actually looking for instead of bulleted, but yeah, it's trying to find some way to get cover and, you know, get the minimal amount of shots fired in your direction and succeed where others have not actually tried, because, you know, it looks like you're the only person who's come this way because all the turrets were intact, and hey, maybe there was more here and there's maybe some other robot came along because he wanted the Fishy, and you know, he's not going to get the Fishy because he failed to get the Fishy. But anyway, we've got PAL 1000, which is obviously a pun on a well-known computer which goes kind of rogue and whatever. I don't know, it's kind of shameful. I haven't watched 2001 Space Odyssey. Obviously I know about it. I know many of the things about it, but I really don't know. But anyway, we got this upgrade here, Maglock, which we can use magnets to lock to wood, apparently. But anyway, all this really means is we can run across the ceiling like our ceiling cat ability allowed us to do, but this time we don't need that cat. Cat, we don't need you. And for some reason our... oh yes, and this is showing off the fact that we can drop bombs from above in a kind of straight down fashion. And this will be highlighting the fact that we are in fact going the wrong way. Well, not necessarily going the wrong way. If we had some more shield, this would be a viable way to travel, but yes, Robot doesn't feel like he can make his way through that one tiny little area that's open there, so he decides, probably very smartly decides, that he'll not go that way. And very dumbly decides to just drop on an enemy. Yeah, this is going rather roughly for our robot at the moment. Poor little robot, all he wants is a fishy. Well, I say all he wants is a fishy. First he wanted a kitty, then he wanted a puppy, now he wants a fishy. So he's just a very demanding robot. He wants a lot of things. Not necessarily all at the same time, but then that's the problem. He just keeps on wanting and wanting and wanting, and you know. Robot, you've got to kick this habit. You can't keep on wanting and going after things because, well, I don't know. I still don't know how to get this. Even with this, you know, ceiling crawling ability, you can't go up there. And even if you try to go through here, well, this is... yeah, I've no idea. But anyway, Drill Baby we couldn't kill before, but as you may notice by the look of Drill Baby, it has this kind of opening at the top which leads to this red light button or something or other, which we can angle things in, and you will notice there is also a green light on the side, which when that lights up will boom like that and knock us off the ceiling. So you know, it's almost like Drill Baby knew this kind of thing was going to be happening and had already planned for any abuse of itself, or at least the designers of Drill Baby. And it's almost like this is, you know, very coincidentally the correct power-ups would just happen to be lying around to do this. I mean, if they weren't, I mean, what would Robot have done? He would just have been stuck, wouldn't he? I mean, maybe that's what happened to this hypothetical other robot which came beforehand. He just came along with a kitty and there just weren't any kitty power-ups. And it's like, what am I going to do with this? I have a kitty, I can't use this power-up. And that robot failed. That robot probably went away in a sulk and said, oh, I can't get my fishy now. But, yeah, so now we have our magical... not magical, we have our prism ability, which we can deflect away the shots, and yeah, so we can't go tanking our way through that crystal there. But fortunately, just in this one random place, the shots from the snail, if the snail shoots, the shots from the snail destroy the crystal. I mean, maybe that's part of the solution to that place which I can't figure out, but there's no snail up there, so I don't know how that would work. But yes, here we are losing the bomb or blast damage to destroy the crabs, and missing attacking that thing. But yeah, here I thought you needed to use a shield, because I forgot about the prism ability. I thought you needed a shield to take a hit there, and then when you got around to these other snails up here, because there's this long corridor with a snail at the end, you had to take another hit, and I couldn't see how to do that in the first time. But then I remembered the prism ability, which makes it so much easier. Because you don't have to take hits, you don't have to lose your shield at all. You can just deflect away the problems. And yes, rather cheap, but our bombs won't go through the water, so we have to go into the water with the dangerous jellyfish present. Then we kind of already knew that our bombs wouldn't be working in the water, didn't we? So, I don't know. So So anyway, we're coming up near the end, obviously, here, because you can see we've got power-ups loaded all down the bottom there. And well, we're going off towards the place where the key is, as long as we don't die, of course, on our way there. And yeah, you can accidentally latch yourself onto the ceiling and start throwing bombs in completely the wrong direction. But, oh yeah, more prisming. And hanging from the ceiling, but yes, Lego brick through to key, yay! Super golden key, all you need now is a super golden door. Well, maybe we've seen a super golden door around here somewhere. So, yeah, we've collected nearly all the items around here, and all we have to do now is go back Fishy Woods in the direction of fish, or a fish, a singular fish, in a bowl that we wish to acquire, because we think it'll get on better with our kitty than our puppy did. But there's also some other things we can do on our way there. We can destroy this and activate the computer and you think, oh, what else good does that do? But then we use our ceiling climbing ability to get these extra Chronox Shards. And all we have to do now is figure out a way to get back up towards our fish. Well, not our fish, not yet at least. The fish that we wish to acquire for ours, because this cliff is a bit steep and we can't get up there. So what we have to do is find a way around. And it just so happens that there's this wooden beam up there which just seems to be located in just the right place for us to climb across the ceiling here. Just out of the blue, I mean. But then again, there's this, and you think, oh, well, I didn't plan for that. What do I do there? And I was actually thinking at this point, oh, what am I supposed to do? I've completely forgotten how I did it the first time. And, well, you got to use that weird property of the double jump. In that you can either jump and then jump again, or fall and then jump again. Which we do there, and oh look, oh we got a super golden door, and we got a computer to make happy, and then Fishy! Robot got Fishy! Yay! Kitty loves Fishy! Oh. Oh dear. We can see here, because I'm moving my pointer around, to indicate, yes, if you hadn't already realised. Kitty loves Fishy in a different way to which Robot wished Kitty to love Fishy. So, yes, awards, we have got 1 out of 12 here. And, yeah, and for some reason the little thing at the bottom is not updating as we wave our pointer over the awards. Anyhow, yes, so that is it. Robot wants Fishy, Robot gets Fishy, Kitty eats Fishy. Oh well, there's one more game left, and let's see what happens there. See you next time.